Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to online classes and have a pleasant morning to all of you. Now, I, Ajay Kumar, your English teacher, is going to deal with the questions which you have read. Chapter, we are going through the exercises. So, we'll start doing this. The first one is reading. So, first we have to read. Based on your understanding of the text, select the best option for the following. He wanted to lay a very solid foundation so that a magnificent structure could be raised upon it. Here the magnificent structure implies. So the question is asking, the magnificent structure implies what it is saying more about. It is saying about building, it is saying about education, it is saying about wealth, or it is saying about his dreams. Which one is the correct answer? The correct answer is his education. So this one will be the correct. Now the next question. My eyes were turned upwards and riveted on the air traveler that was reeling gently towards its downfall. Who is the air traveler referred to here? Can you guess the answer? Whether it is the kite he was chasing, a leaf falling from a tree, an aeroplane passing by, the blowing wind. Think and answer it. I am reading it once again. My eyes were turned upwards and riveted on the air traveler that was reeling gently towards its downfall. Towards its downfall मतलब नीचे की तरफ गिर रहा था, नीचे की तरफ आ रहा था. तो क्या था वो? The kite he was chasing is the correct answer. Now let us see another question. Answer the following questions. The elder brother was not good at academics. How does the narrator convey this? So, dear students, these all questions you have to do by your own. I will leave this question answer on you so that you can write it by your own understanding, and I will then after provide the answers of this question when once you have written that. Now reading to the first question is that, do you think that the elder brother had to surprise his desire to be a role model to his younger brother? Why do you think so? So this is again a question related with the story, and I believe that you'll have to answer it by your own. You can answer it. We will solve this question based on your memory of reading the chapter. Now we are going to deal with the vocabulary. We have to fill in the blanks to describe these personality traits. Use the words given in the box. So here in this question we have to describe these personality traits. Now personality traits means what type of nature you have, what type of behavior you have, right? So my brother always likes to do things properly. He is fill in the blank. My brother always likes to do things properly, so he is a perfectionist is the correct answer. Perfectionist means पूर्णतावादी, जो अपने हर काम को अच्छे से पूरा करता हो. Now the next question is, she works very hard at her job. She is cautious, gregarious, thoughtless, deceitful, industrious. वो अपने काम को बहुत मेहनत से करती है, बहुत लगन से करती है. सो इट विल बी इंडस्ट्रियस. इंडस्ट्रियस मीन्स मेहनती. So the answer of second fill in the blank will be this. Now the third question is not considerate about the needs of the people around him. He is not considerate about the needs of people around him. He does not think about the needs of people around him. वो ध्यान नहीं देता है. Who? It means what it means? It means his he is thoughtless. Third answer is this. वो अल्हड़ है, वो किसी की बातों को ध्यान नहीं देता है, सुनता नहीं है. सीमा इज़ वेरी सोशिएबल, शी हैज़ मेनी फ्रेंड्स. सीमा एक सामाजिक लड़की है, उसके बहुत सारे मित्र हैं, दोस्त हैं. शी इज़ ग्रेगेरियस. ग्रेगेरियस मीन्स झुंड में रहने वाला. सो द फोर्थ आंसर इज ग्रेगेरियस. ही इज़ विजिलेंट एंड guarded. He is cautious. Cautious means सतर्क रहना. So the fifth answer is cautious. He cannot be trusted. He is, the last one is deceitful. Deceitful मतलब छल करने वाला. So the sixth answer is this. So I hope you have understood this question, fill in the blank part. Now the next part is grammar, that is phrases and clauses. So guys, do you remember what I have taught you in last class, previous class, 7th standard? I hope you all remember that what is called clause and what is called phrase. So let us read, and then after we have to circle the correct option, right? So a group of words that contains a subject and a verb and is a part of sentence is called, do you remember it? What it is called? Is it a phrase or clause? The correct answer is clause, which has a subject and a verb, right? The correct answer is clause. Now the next question, a group of words that does not have a subject and a verb together and does not convey complete sense independently, it is a phrase, right? Now in this part you have to write down whether the words given here, whether the group of words given here are clause and phrases. I think it is quite simple for you. The mango fell. Though here it is subject and verb, but it is not making complete sense. It will be a phrase. She sang beautifully. She is the subject, sang is the verb, and beautifully is the adjective. So we can say it is making complete sense, then it is clause. Loud and clear, not making any sense, phrase. The cyclone struck. Again it is phrase, not making complete sense. When I grow up, again not making complete sense, phrase. The hot air balloon went up. It is a clause. It is making complete sense and it has subject and verb also. So number 2 is completed. Now let us see the another one. Now read the sentence below. Can you break into 2 separate clauses? Right? He broke down when the result was announced. As you can see, there are 2 clauses in this sentence. He broke down, and another one is when the result was announced. So you might remember subordinate clause. I have told you that is dependent clause that depends on the principal clause or main clause, right? So now let us see, the first clause can function as a complete sense in itself because its meaning is complete. Such a clause is called an independent clause or a principal clause. I hope you all remember. I have taught you in the previous class in 7th standard. The second clause cannot function separately as a complete sense because it does not convey the complete meaning in itself. Such a clause is called a dependent clause or a subordinate clause. Dependent clauses always depend upon and have to be attached to independent clause to convey their meaning. A dependent clause may be placed before or after the independent clause in a sentence. So here in this sentence below, we have to separate the principal clause from the subordinate clause. As we can see here in the example, one example has been done for us. If we stand together, nothing can defeat us. यदि हम एक साथ खड़े होते हैं तो हमें कोई हरा नहीं सकता है. तो इसमें मेन प्रिंसिपल क्लॉज क्या है? हमें कोई हरा नहीं सकता. नथिंग कैन डिफीट अस इज़ द मेन क्लॉज. और ये किसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है? यदि हम एक साथ खड़े होंगे तब, इस वाक्य के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. राइट? सो दिस विल बी कॉल्ड सबऑर्डिनेट क्लॉज. नाउ let us see the another example. Do not go out without an umbrella because it looks like it is going to rain. Can you guess what is the principal clause? Do not go out without an umbrella because it looks like it's going to rain. So it looks like it is going to rain is the principal clause and do not go out is the subordinate clause. Next, before I could say anything, I was asked to leave the room. Before I could say anything, I was asked to leave the room. So what is the principal clause? Main clause इसमें क्या है? जब तक मैं कुछ बोलता उसके पहले मुझे जाने के लिए बोल दिया गया. जब तक मैं कुछ बोल पाता उसके पहले मुझे जाने के लिए बोल दिया गया था. What is the principal clause? I was asked to leave is the main clause. And before I could say anything is the subordinate clause. Next, the children sat and studied while their mother was busy writing letters. What is the main clause? Principal clause. Can you guess that? The children sat and studied while their mother was busy writing letters. The principal clause is बच्चे बैठ करके पढ़े. कब? जब उनकी माँ लेटर लिख रही थी. So while their mother was writing letter is the main clause. And subordinate clause, the children sat and studied. I haven't yet seen the old house where she was born. Can you guess? जहाँ पे उसका जन्म हुआ था, मैंने उस घर को अभी तक, उस पुराने घर को अभी तक नहीं देखा. तो ये हो जाएगा मेन क्लॉज. दिस इज़ द मेन क्लॉज. इन सबऑर्डिनेट दिस वन. नाउ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. ऑल्दो दे हैड नॉट बीन इन्वाइटेड दे वेंट टू द पार्टी. Here the main clause is although they had not been invited is the main clause and they went to the party is subordinate clause. Now, subordinate clause are introduced by a specific word or a cluster of words which are called subordinators. In the first sentence in the previous exercise, the subordinate clause is introduced by if, which is subordinator. Like we can say if, while, yet, before. These are the subordinators. So now here you can see, look at the sentences in the previous exercise from B to F once again, and underline the subordinators. इसमें आपको subordinators को underline करना है. Okay. Now let us read. The subordinators are also called subordinating conjunctions because they join the subordinate clause with the principal clause. And here you can see the followings are the some of common subordinating conjunctions. Subordinators of place, where, wherever. Subordinators of time, when, while, after, before, as soon as, till, until, whenever, since. This denotes time, so these are known as subordinators of time. Subordinator of purpose, so that, in order that, list. So we have to fill this one. The boy wolfed down the food. What will be here? The boy wolfed down the food. Here subordinators of region will be applied because he had not eaten for weeks. Because. Next, musicians have to start early. Again here region, since learning an instrument is difficult task. Here since. Now fill in the blank is in first. It does not rain tomorrow. We could sit out early in the morning. So it is talking about the subordinator of clause, right? Sorry, subordinator of time. If it does not, it is condition, not the time, condition. If, here it will be if it does not. अगर बारिश नहीं होती है तो वो कल मॉर्निंग में निकल सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट, again it will be fill in the blank. I finished washing the dishes. You could put them away. Here again condition, अगर मैं बर्तन धो लेता हूँ या धो लेती हूँ तो तुम उसको अलग रख सकते हो. Subordinators of condition. The next question, the little dog followed its master. Although he went. Here concession. Although. Sorry. Although. Next question, I will walk to the market. I will walk to the market. मैं बाजार में जाऊंगा. Condition, if it rains. Unless it rains, it is condition. जब तक बारिश नहीं होती तब तक मैं बाजार में जाऊंगा. Now the next, do you remember the definition that you learned earlier? Fill in the blanks to complete them. The conjunctions and, but, or, nor, and it are example of which Conjunctions. Can you remember? These are the examples of common subordinating conjunctions. It is the example of common subordinating conjunctions. The conjunctions either or, not only but also, and neither nor are examples of which conjunctions? Now let us see either or, neither nor. It is conditional. Conditional. Either, अगर ऐसा होता तो ऐसा होता, वैसा होता तो वैसा होता. Conditional. A sentence that has two or more independent principal clauses joined together by a correlative conjunction is called. You have to guess it and you have to answer it. Now here you can see some pronunciation part is given, like you have to stress. Now stressed syllables. What is a stressed syllables? Stressed syllable is the part of a word which you emphasize the most while pronouncing that word, like mysterious. So we are stressing more on te. Photography. So we are stressing more on to. Photography. Now you can do the practice of plastic. Wanderingly. Decide. This is for your pronunciation part. You can exercise it with the help of Google pronunciation or other any app available. So dear student, this was it from this chapter. We have finished the exercises of this chapter completely. If you are having any problem, you may ask me in the text. So this was it for today, and now we'll meet tomorrow. Till then, bye, take care and have a nice day. Thank you.